Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and in this video tutorial I'm going to show you how you can take plain battery operated candles that you can get everywhere. These ones came from Walmart and I'll show you that in a minute, and turn them into something really special for the seasons and to go in your decor. So depending on what colors you have in your decorating, and they're super affordable. So as you're hopping on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from, feel free to sprinkle, all that good stuff. Okay, so I've done several videos on creating candle garters. Sometimes I've just used a plain ribbon, sometimes I've used a wood shape that I stenciled, sometimes I've used like a burlap leaf. These are a little crumpled. You could use lace, you could use whatever seasonal. This was probably one of the very first ones that I made. So there's tons of different things that you can do. Let me move these out of my way. But today we're going to be looking at two kinds. We're going to be looking at sweater candle garters, and then we're going to be looking at some that you can create either with this stuff. It's like a stretchy rib that I bought it at Hobby Lobby a few years ago. I think it's designed that you could put it on sleeves because it is stretchy. Either this or just some plain burlap, and I have a ton of ideas. Okay, so let me tell you where I started. I have been looking at pictures of all kinds of things that you can do to upcycle or recycle your old sweaters. And today I went to my local Goodwill and I bought two sweaters that I came home and washed. This is one, we're going to cut it up. This is the other. It looked terrible in the store, but when I took it out of the dryer, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can cut that up. And then when I tried it on and it fit, I was like, nope, I'm not going to cut that up. But this one, we are going to cut up, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're also going to kind of be looking at a tablescape. So let me just scooch some of this stuff out of the way and bring this into the camera. I have too much stuff on my desk because I have too many things I want to show you. Okay, this is that beautiful tray that I showed yesterday. I have two of them. And on one of them, I stenciled it with that Revelations, I think it's 3:20 verse. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and eat with him and he with me. So I showed you this one. And now we're just going to look at it plain. And you guys, it makes the prettiest little base for an arrangement. And you could set out some basic things and then just swap it for the different seasons. Okay, so right now this one doesn't know what season it is because I've got pumpkins in my little dough bowl that was painted. And then I have Christmas trees that we made just the other day. If you missed that video and you want to see it again, just let me know. And then I have, this came from Goodwill, although it says Value Village. It's just a plain candle holder, and this is one of the shorter candles. So this idea you can totally change, and let's look at a couple of ways to do that. Let's talk about the sweaters first. Okay, when you're working with sweaters, you want to look for something that has an interesting design or weaving. And when I'm looking at this sweater right here, the first thing I'm thinking about is that if I button this up, I could cut it and I could make a great square pillow. Do you guys see that? And look at the back. It's got an interesting back too. I would cut the very top of this collar off. But you can also do a lot with the sleeves, and you can do a lot with the waistband. So here is one that I have made, and I have messed it up just a little bit with some of my vintage buttons. What do you guys think? Literally, this is just a sleeve. It didn't have the buttons on it. I glued those on after. And I just cut it off. You could clean up this ragged edge a little bit if you want, but I kind of like the look of it. And then I just hold it down on my battery operated candle, added some buttons, and what do you guys think? Isn't that fun? So you want to be looking, we're going to keep going, but look in your closet, look in your kids' closets, your mom's closet, your donation pile, and see if there are any good sweaters. These two sweaters that I purchased at Goodwill, I came home and washed them and dried them, and they were $6 a piece. So that's kind of expensive for a sweater that you're going to cut up, but chances are you have some stuff at home that you could use. So let me move my trees out of the way for a second so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so the candles that I am fiddling around with are a set of three different sizes. They're from Walmart. They don't have batteries in them yet because I just got them. They're real wax, and the box looks like this, mainstay, and it was around $10, I think, roughly. Not expensive at all. So I recommend that if you're going to do candle garters, do it on battery operated candles, or if you're going to do it on ones that you would actually burn, just don't burn them while you have a candle garter on it. Okay, so I've already cut this sleeve off, but I could still do more with it, and we might. I'm going to take this other sleeve and just thinking I could cut it exactly the same. I'll do that and show you. And then we could trim it smaller if you want. You can fold this over if you need it to be a little bit shorter because your candle is not quite tall enough to have the right proportion. So look at this. Why is this not wanting to sit up straight? So those are two little cuts of the same sweater that could go together. We could do another one. Let's just do some of this and see what happens. Okay, it's going to be way too long, so I'm going to cut off the seam. And if we were going to use this on our shortest candle, we could do a lot of different things. We could even tie it because it's stretchy. Let's see what that looks like. Of course, if you were doing this at your house, you're going to take some time to make it look neat. But what do you guys think about that idea? Do you guys like it? Were they, yes, are these timer candles? I think they are. I need to go downstairs and borrow some of the batteries that we have hanging out down there. I can't tell. Let me look at the box. optional 5-hour timer. Yay. So those are great because you can turn them, the time you turn them on is, I believe they'll turn themselves back on the next day, 24 hours later at the same time and beyond for 5 hours. Okay, so that is one look. Also, I want to show you another idea. A couple more ideas. I took some of this ribbing. I think it's meant, it came from Hobby Lobby. I think it's meant for doing these kind of sleeves, you know, the part that's cinched up. And I just cut a piece. Right now I'm gonna glue it, but I just had it pinned. And then I had a bunch of leftover pieces from our canvas lacy rag trees. Just in a little Ziploc bag because I never throw anything away. So I made a messy bow. And let's go ahead and glue that and see what you think about that. And then we'll go on to do some more. And the great thing about these, you guys, is that you can reuse your candles over and over and over. Just change the you know, the garter, and this does not harm your candles because we're just gluing the ribbon or the sweater or whatever it is to itself. So look how pretty this would be here in this little, I really don't have enough room, oh my gosh, in this little vignette with my trees. I would swap out the pumpkins, but this probably will go on my table, my coffee table during Christmas, because this is totally me. These are totally my colors. But look how cute that is. And it's made with just stuff I had on hand, and it's completely changeable. You can just pull that right off and do something different for the next season. So let me put it back on in case you want to get a picture of that vignette. I think it's really pretty. Cream is my color. Okay, another idea is this stuff. This is the most basic thing to make candle garters out of. It's just wired, a burlappy looking ribbon. And you're going to take your candle. Let's see, which one do I want to use? Let's use the tall one. Let's take this sweater off. Okay, and you're going to just figure out how big you want it to be. I usually take one side and kind of fold the edge down so it looks almost like it's been hemmed. And I'm going to do my glue gun again. Gonna fold it over, and then this is the back of your candle, which doesn't look that bad, and here's the front. And you can then add a ton of different things, and I want to show you some ideas. Okay, one thing you could do that's really easy is you could just take some of your beads, if you have wood beads, or even glass beads, and you could just wrap it around, 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 and use this a little bit. Put this up and I'll show you guys. You could do something like this. What do you think about that? Of course, these ideas I'm showing you are pretty neutral, but you can take bright colors, whatever you like, and create this idea. with a different ribbon. Okay, so that's one thing you could do with this idea. Get this off. And then save it for next year or some other time that you might want it. Another thing you could do is you could take some of these Dollar Tree shapes. A snowman, a snowflake, a Christmas tree, a maple leaf, and you could just put a dab of hot glue on your little candle garter and glue this puppy on there. You could have painted or stained or even stenciled it, and that would look really great. I've done that a ton of times. I had one example out here earlier. Oh, this one. This was a pumpkin shape that I stenciled to go on this piece of fabric that was on a candle. And I had 3 of them together and it made sense. I think that was last year at fall. So that is an option of what you could do. Another option is you could take, do you guys remember when I bought this, it looks like it's quilted, this little garland right here from Walmart. It was, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Well, I started thinking that I wonder if I could use some of these leaves on my candles. And I think you totally could. You would just glue it to your ribbon that's wrapped around the tummy. And it could be however you would want it to be. And if you had 3 of them, it would totally make sense. Although I do think this is a little on the big side. The other thing is you could just take some, oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful stuff. This came from Hobby Lobby also. Where's my pen? And you could make a candle garter out of something like this. You can find these kinds of ribbons, I don't remember what they're called, where they sell ribbons. That would be beautiful. Or you could do pom-poms, or you could do something like this printed burlap-y looking ribbon that came from Dollar Tree. So you could do lots of those kind of things. What I would probably do just for fun, I'll just leave it on, is I would put a whole bunch of vintage buttons on it in whatever. If you like bright colors, you could use some bright buttons. We'll just grab some. And this could be like scattered, like it's totally random. What I have here. And it would be pretty to do this with some of the wood buttons that you can get at Walmart. So hopefully what is happening for you right now is that you are having a big aha moment. If you haven't done this kind of thing before and you're like, oh my gosh, the light bulb in my head just turned on and now I have 1,000,001 ideas of how I can dress up some plain battery operated candles or real candles that you're not lighting and do something fun and different. Like this would be pretty even with this vignette right here. Where can we go? As I was getting getting ready for this, I just kept pulling out more and more stuff because I love doing this kind of decorating where you have your base. You wouldn't have these trees during the fall. You might instead have something, this is a little bright, but you might instead have something like this. That was a pumpkin topiary that we made. And then you might have some ribbon that pulls everything together. Or you might want to put something like a container with some flowers on here, and then do some black and white, something that would make sense like this one. This candy garter right here. So I love, and then you can change out the fluff in here. I love this kind of decorating that is just, you have one basic thing and you're just changing the fluff out, you know, for the season. Okay, tell me what you think. Who has questions? Who thinks they're gonna do this? You really do need something big, and you're gonna always wanna do your things in odd numbers. This actually was a piece that I got at Dollar Tree. It's just a little ceramic globy thing that to me looks like an artichoke, and it's my color. So, let's put this one back here. Yeah, this one. Anne says she loves them all. I love it too. I totally love it. And yeah, so if you would like to see the video where I made these trees, just let me know. Just say video or trees or something like that, and I'll give you a direct link so that you can watch a replay of that. If you are interested in information on this beautiful tray that I think makes a beautiful piece of art, like I did right here, this is going to sit in my kitchen, or that you can seriously use it as a base for your decor. Look how nice that is. It's gorgeous. You could even do it this way, sort of as a little bit of a riser if you wanted. But I love this tray. So if you want information on that tray, or if you just want to look right now, it's magnoliadiy.com. That's my website, and it'll be on the surfaces page, and it would also be on the new page. Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that I got your wheels turning of what you could do. Just some different ideas that you could do with battery operated candles. And if you do some, I of course would love to see. So post your pictures over at Dreamy DIY. That's that free Facebook group that I set up for all of us to share our pictures and you know, DIY ideas. So post them over there, and let me know if I can help you with anything else. Thanks so much for watching. Hope that you liked these ideas with the candle garters made out of sweaters. You should seriously check out your local thrift shops, or look in your own closet to see what you might have hanging out that you're not wearing anymore, that you could easily wash it really good and cut it up and repurpose it. Okie dokie. Have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. If you want to see what I have coming up tomorrow and the next day and the next day, do this, or say something to me in the comments, and do check to make sure you've liked and followed this page, DIY Dreaming, and that you've turned on your notifications. All of that may possibly lead Facebook to serve you what I have coming up tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. So that's the way to go if you want to come back again. You can always go to my YouTube channel also, which is youtube.com/DIY Dreaming with Hiedi Scott, I think. And you can see all these same videos over there. Okie dokie. I will. You could use socks. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not done yet. Yes, you absolutely can use socks. Especially some cute lacy frilly ones would be pretty. Did you miss where the candle stand came from? This one in particular came from Goodwill. These ones, I have 3 of them, also came from Goodwill for like $1.50 a piece. And I usually pick out things that are very neutral so that they can go with a bazillion different things. This one was like $1.67. It's missing one of the little pads on the bottom. And apparently somebody bought it at Value Village and then they donated it to Goodwill. But their loss is my gain, right? You could also use old flannel shirts. That would be really cool too. Okie dokie. I want to hear what you guys think, so tell me in the comments. Let me know your questions. Let me know if you want links. And I will see you guys later.